Conda?
Oh. Oh. Where did Conda go? Here, I'll go check on her.
So we're not live yet, right, Madam President?
Yes, we are. Yes, we
Okay.
are. So,
Sorry.
Katie?
She walked away.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay, Katie,
Do you want
would
me
you
to start?
get started, please?
Sorry about that.
Oh, okay, here she is.
It shut down. Okay, you can get started. Let's see, we're gonna start
We're
with,
live now.
We're a new
okay.
Go ahead.
All right, if we can start with finance introductory number 192. It's an agreement, Rock Jam Live, Rock Park Jam LLC.
Yeah, I would like Conda to know who are the principals or the owners of this LLC. It's like in the next one, normally they list who the owners are. Like the next one, it says the primary LLC, but then it tells principal Jeff Sherwood. So could they just tell who the principal is?
Are there any other questions?
Yes, was this, it said it came through the CFA process, but was it specifically requested? Or was it simply someone had submitted a funding request for a similar activity and this seemed to fit?
Any other questions?
Yeah, I
Oh,
wanted to know
One,
if there.
I'm sorry, one final question. Why is there a seeker status on this? Why do we,
That went in accidentally. We have to do, for law, we have to do a seeker for every single transmittal, whether it's required or not.
why is that?
They normally don't go in. I think they're erring on the side of caution.
Okay, help me understand, what part of secret would this be impacted
It
by?
really doesn't, but the mayor asked, because some seekers were not done and they weren't done correctly and they weren't done timely, so she asked for one on every single transmittal.
Right.
Councilmember Lupien, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if there are any other costs associated with the Rock Jam Live performances.
What was the, I can't hear you.
So I wanted to know if there were any other costs associated with the Rock Jam Live performances.
Any further questions? Introductory number 193. It is an agreement, Premier Sign Systems LLC, design and fabrication of an I Love Rock sign.
Okay, this is the sign we already have, right, Madam President? That nice big lit sign.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's the same or it's gonna be just like that one.
It'll
Yeah,
because
we
be
get
the
just
one
like
that
it.
is now is mobile. So this
Yeah.
proposes to make it fixed at parcel 5. So I don't know whether you're gonna also have a mobile one and
So this is
this.
a second sign? This is a second sign?
That's my understanding. We can ask.
Okay.
Because we do have one that gets ridden around.
Yeah, it's really nice too. I like it.
Any other questions for Finance Introductory 193? Finance Introductory 194, Rochester Financial Empowerment Center Initiative. Moving on to introductory number 195, agreement Living Cities, Inc., the National Community Development Initiative, Closing the Gaps Network.
I just wanted a little bit more information on this. It sounds like a really great initiative. Yeah, so I guess more generally, more information on what the project will be and a little bit more about the technical assistance we'll receive.
Has the team been established yet? If so, who's on it?
Well, it appears as
Ma-
if, Madam President, there's supposed to be 2 city council members.
I see
on
that,
there.
and I
Yeah.
don't know who, that's why I'm
Madam-
asking, because I don't
Madam
recall.
President, I can tell you that Mitch Gruber, Councilmember Gruber and I have been participating in those meetings. And we were reached out to by the Office of Community Wealth Building through Lomax Campbell.
Okay, because I don't
So the
remember.
president doesn't appoint those people?
I
Usually the
was-
president makes
yeah.
all appointments.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that too.
The president
Right.
makes all appointments. I mean, unless that's changed.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't remember, did I send you, Miguel? Because I don't remember it, which doesn't say it didn't happen, it just means I
Madam
didn't
Madam
remember.
President,
Yes.
you did not send me.
Okay.
So it was a direct outreach. So if some protocol was not followed, my apologies for that. I also don't know that we were reached out to as council members initially.
Okay, so my question remains, who's on the team? Who are the official members of this team?
Any further questions? Moving on to introductory number 196, agreement Young Adults Manufacturing Training Employment Program, YAMTEP, Adult Employment Readiness Training.
I just want to say that, first of all, I hosted and planned and put together a tour for YAMTEP. Many of you were able to attend. Those of you who came, I'm sure you had just as much of a great experience as I did. This is a jewel, a gem in our city, especially when we're talking about trying to reduce poverty, job creation, and things of that nature. They're really killing the game over there, Tyrone and his team. And I think this is as much information you can get about this program, because they have all the data, they've tracked all of their successes. And I think I want to say they put over 200 people to work last year during COVID, which is absolutely incredible.
Is this different than the MAP program?
Yes.
It is.
MAP is Kareem Berry. MAP is Kareem
right.
Berry. Yep. And Hunt, Gerald Hunt, I believe is. And this is Tyrone Reeves. 2 different programs, 2 different entities.
They seem to have similar goals though, right?
I agree. Yeah, they do. Basically taking people from, at risk or underserved individuals and getting them to work. But MAP is construction based, and YAMTEP is more manufacturing based.
Oh, okay, yes, that makes a lot of sense. Just wanted to add on to that. I know we're giving 50,000 to the Project Phoenix, which is MAP, but just wondering if there's an opportunity that we could also fund that program, because I know when we did that tour, they're severely underfunded. So just wanted to put that out there.
I agree with you, Mary.
So Tyrone started this on Clinton, right? Out of his True Form
Yes.
manufacturing shop? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Okay.
He has like three different locations.
Okay.
Right. And the one where the actual YAMTEP program is on Hollenbeck Street.
The Hollenbeck. Okay.
Mhm.
What are the entry quals for the participants? And how long is the training? And is there any post placement support? I'm a strong believer in the program. I just want some more information.
They'd be glad to give it to you too, Madam President.
I know.
They're pretty
I
They're
know.
pretty
Get
proud of
Tyrone
this.
started. He gets wound up.
Any further questions on introduction number 196? Moving on to introduction number 197, authorizing agreement for economic development and urban entrepreneurship consulting services.
I'm curious to know how Dr. Ogilvy got connected to the public safety and mental health work, because she had been focused on economic development.
Good question. And go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say I had a similar question. Is there a change in the scope of DT's work?
I'm not trying to answer the question, of course, get it down kind of, but I'll just give you some of my experience with working with Dr. DT, because I am on the REDCO board and the Revitalization Fund committee as well. She has extensive connections in Newark, New Jersey. And we know with that our model of the Neighborhood Safety Center and some of the models that we're utilizing are coming out of Newark, New Jersey, and Mayor Baraka, and actually nationally, they're using Newark, New Jersey as kind of a highlighted model city around that work in that space. So I do know she has some relationships there. I don't know if that's a part of it, but she's done a lot of work in that space in New Jersey and Newark. And of course, we're trying to model some of the successes of Newark, New Jersey.
Are there any other questions on introduction number 197? 198, agreement Toshiba America Business Solutions, Inc., master software and services agreement for medical records digitization. Excuse me.
What's the cost? There's no number anywhere in this thing. It says it's a fee for service. What's the fee?
Any other questions? Moving on to introductory number 199, competitive grant applications fiscal year 2021-22. Introductory number 200, 5-year agreement with SUNY College at Brockport social work field internships.
Have we done this before? Oh, it's a 1-year pilot. I see. So most likely we have. I couldn't understand if this was done before.
VP Lightfoot, how did you, because I was not aware that you were a partner on this. Our systems are slipping a little bit here.
Oh, partner on what? I'm sorry.
On this 200.
I'm not aware of it either.
Yeah.
Okay,
system's
so that's
looking a little-
so that's new. That's news to me too, Madam President.
Yeah, so I called Conda just before this meeting, so we'll look at it.
Are there any other questions on introductory number 200? Okay, introductory number 245, local law amending section 9-1 of the City Charter Corporation Council. Okay, introductory number 247, that's the blue dot, the tweener, Rochester Convention Center Management Corporation loan deferral for fiscal year 2021-22. Introductory number 248, reappointments to the ABC Board. Introductory number 249. Council price, excuse me, the 2021-22 debt limits. Had an attachment that was added to that today. Moving on to introductory number 250, 251, 252, 253, 254, 55, 56, 57, and 58. 2021-22 budget. That.
I don't know if I know what I'm looking at.
So Scott, you're puzzled.
So authorize the budgets and related assessments for the local works program. I don't know what that is. And I guess that's it.
Introductories 250 through 258.
And I don't have any of that.
Scott, you said you don't have that.
No, what were they tweeners? Were they late or?
Yes. It was a green dot. But,
I don't have any dots.
I
So,
just put it in the
that's-
chat.
Okay, thanks. But you can go ahead. I can go back and look.
Introductory number 259. Agreement Telephone Town Hall Meeting, Inc., Telephone Town Hall Administration. Questions on there? So we'll move on to MBD
I do actually. I was just
on
looking at it.
259.
Yeah. How many telephone, oh, I'm sorry. Telephone, yeah, how many telephone town halls does this cover? And of the ones that, I guess, have we used this vendor before?
We have used this vendor before. It's in the no RFP statement. This
Oh,
attached.
okay, thank you. And then could we get maybe for the ones that we did last year with them, how many people attended?
How many telephone town halls does this cover and how many people attended last year's town halls? Okay. Any further questions on 259? Okay, we'll move on to NBD. It's introductory 201. Amending the 2019-20 Annual Action Plan Consolidated Community Development Plan, CDBG CB3 CARES Act. Introductory number 202. Amending the 2019-20 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, CDBG CB3, CARES Act Aging in Place Program, Tenant Landlord Services Program, Foreclosure Prevention Program.
I have a question. In the annual action plan, certain things are decreased in funding, but it seems like at least in this legislation, it's accounted for.
I can answer that.
Yeah,
It's also noted that the annual action plan is not CDBG CV3 dollars. It's not CARES Act money. So the annual action plan may look like some of those programs decreased, but they were funded through CARES Act dollars.
got it. So is there anything that was decreased in funding in the annual action plan that was not made up for using other funds?
Are you asking me or are you posing
guess
that as an
that's-
agenda?
Well, if you
question?
happen to know the answer, it's great, but I think that's my question.
It's probably in the annual action plan analysis that I gave, but I can't state it off the top of my head.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I may have missed it.
It goes through and says what programs decrease. or
Yeah,
increase.
I've got that, but I want to know specifically if those programs that were decreased are made up for in other funding streams, and if not, which ones were not.
Okay. I think that's more a question for 203.
Sorry, Katie, what did you say?
I think that would be a question for 203 because 203 is the actual annual or the annual action plan legislation.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right, so put it for 203. Any questions for 202? Now we'll move on to 203 and Councilmember Lupi will put that in for 203. Okay, the 203 is 2021-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan. Any further questions on introductory 203? On to introductory 204, 2021-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Neighborhood Commercial Assistance Program. Introductory number 205, 2021-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Business Development Financial Assistance Program. Number 206, Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan Agreement, Street Liaison Services.
Kinda, can I get a description of what street liaisons, what are they supposed to be doing? There's, in our bus tour we did for the race commission, one of the issues that came up was, a lot of information is not being disseminated to businesses and neighbors. And my understanding is I think that's the street liaisons are supposed to, that's part of their job. So just trying to get a sense of what they're supposed to be doing.
I do have a description of the street liaisons from when they were funded last year that I can share.
That would be great. Thank you.
I'm gonna post it in the, well, actually I'll read it. So it's function as a liaison between the city business development team, the NSC administrator, and neighborhood businesses. Provide detailed reports of business activities and concerns faced by businesses to City of Rochester staff. Work collaboratively with business associations, neighborhood groups, residents, and staff to attract and populate business corridors with products and services that meet the consumer needs of the local and greater community.
So they're supposed to be reporting to city staff. Who is that? Is that the directors of the neighborhood service centers? But can we get copies of those reports? Or what are they? It'd be nice to know what they're reporting on, right? As a lot of these businesses and stuff are our constituency, and so it'd be I think that help us as city council persons to know what our constituents are saying, their needs, et cetera, and things of that nature. Those reports would probably be very helpful, I would imagine.
So we have,
They report to Daisy, just as an FYI.
Okay.
And I know that I've not seen a report in many months, so I don't know whether it's from COVID or what. But John, I can't think of his last name, the one for the Southwest.
John DeMott.
Yeah, he faithfully submitted those reports. I don't recall, and I can't remember who did Northeast, but I think I got theirs too. I don't recall Southeast, but I haven't gotten anybody's in the last several months.
And could we get the names of the street liaisons by council district? Do the district council members have any interactions with their street liaisons?
I don't.
Okay.
They used to regularly. I'm not sure what's happening now.
Any further questions on introductory 206?
Yeah.
Introductory, oh, okay. One second.
So I'm just trying to understand. So it says appropriating 90,000 from the street liaison allocation to use to operate this program. So does that mean we're taking 90,000 away from the street liaison program to run the quadrant planning support program, or are those one and the same?
I have one question too. I'd also like to know why the Northeast has two separate contracts. And a follow-up to that is, do the two organizations work together?
I also wanted to note that it looks like there is a street liaison report attached, but it's only August to April.
Any further questions with the introductory 206? Introductory 207, 2021-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan Demolition Program.
I may have asked this question before, and if so, I'm sorry, but is there a set criteria for when a house is demolished as opposed to, potentially rehabilitated?
Further questions on introductory number 207?
It's related. At one point, we very closely tracked the number of, I don't know, it's classified as abandoned houses or properties that needed to be demolished. And there was something like 1,200, or it was a big number. And there was this effort to reduce that number significantly. And I think we did well, but what is that number now? What is the total number of properties that are eligible for demolition? And is that more or less than we had last couple of years?
Introductory 207. Introductory 208, 2021-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Emergency Assistance Program. Introductory 209, 21-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Housing Rehabilitation Program. Introductory 210, Agreement Multi-Craft Apprenticeship Preparation Program, Inc. Introductory 211, Agreement, the Center for Dispute Settlement, Inc., Hearing Officer Services. Introductory 212, 21-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Home Buyer Assistance Program.
I have a question.
Okay,
Are we increasing it from the 6,000 to 8,000? And are we increasing the employee part as well or no?
any additional questions? Introductory number 213, 21-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Foreclosure Prevention. Introductory 214, 21-20.
I have kind of a general question about this. We got all of these in like a chart, right? I think Katie, you had sent that to us.
Mhm.
Is there any way to provide, there was a lot of movement, a lot of increases and decreases, just movement. But there's no way to determine why, what was, it's like providing information, but you don't know what it's supposed to mean.
Mhm.
Why were some decreased and some increased? What was, I just put it in some kind of constructive perspective so that we have some sense of what it is we're actually doing.
Introductory 214, the 2021 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Eviction Prevention, Landlord Tenant Services. Introductory 215, Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Home Rochester Program, and Community Housing Development Organization Reserve. Introductory 216, 21-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Legal Services for Seniors. Introductory 217, 21-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS. Introductory number 218, 21-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan Emergency Solution Grants Program.
How were the allocations for each of the organizations determined?
I couldn't hear you. Councilman Blue, can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I said, how were the allocations for each of the organizations determined?
Any further questions on 218? Number 219, 21-22 Annual Action Plan, Consolidated Community Development Plan, Neighborhood Master Plan, CONEA. Introductory 220, amending ordinance number 219-361, authorizing an agreement with Environmental Education Associates, Inc. Training Services. Introductory number 221, amendment U.S. Treasury Emergency Rent Assistance Funding. Introductory number 222, lease agreement 280 Exchange Boulevard. Actually received an amendment to that today too. Any questions on 222?
Is this saying that the annual lease is almost 43,000?
Are there any further questions on introductory 222?
I guess maybe to explain a little bit more what Harbor Master Facilities means.
What
They
did you say,
are,
Councilmember Lupian?
To explain what
Harbor-
Harbor Master Facilities entails.
they're looking at putting showers and bathrooms there for stopovers for boats.
But
I'm-
that wasn't your question was, what does the harbor master do? Is that your question?
No, it says they wanted a patio for use as Harbor Master Facilities, so I just wanted to know what that meant.
The facility.
Yeah.
I see that we did get an appraisal, but that just seems like a lot of money for what, 1,300 square feet of space. It just. And what is that based on? Can we find that out? How is the price per square foot determined? What was the market that they looked at to come to that?
Yeah, it looks like it's $3,500 a month. Seems pretty high for Rochester. I'd be interested to know, maybe comparative square foot prices with the other businesses that are in that building.
That's a pretty big building, and as a comparison, I'll just say this, our coffee shop was $4,000 a month rent, so, and that was on Genesee Street. So
That
it
was
is.
$4,000 a month?
Yes, it was. Pretty comparable, just saying.
Oh, my goodness. All righty then, I'm all set.
Okay. Introductory number 223, amending ordinance number 221-109 chip seal program.
Conda, I just want to say that Councilmember Gruber has submitted his questions by email since he
Thank
was
you.
not able to be here today.
Okay, thank you. Introductory number 224, intermunicipal agreement, leasing space on Livingston County Jackman Hill Radio Tower. Introductory 225, professional services agreement, Labella, excuse me, Associates DPC 24 and 32 York Street Brownfield Cleanup Project. Introductory 226, professional services agreement, compost pilot program.
I may know the answer to this, but just checking, is this the education or the actual collecting of municipal or compost?
Further questions on the 226? Introductory 227, mandatory agreement Edge Architecture PLLC Lincoln Branch Library reconfiguration. Introductory 228, agreement West Side Garage structural repairs and renovation. Introductory 229, a mandatory agreement, Bergman Associates Architects, Engineers, Landscape Architects and Surveyors, DPC Blue Cross Arena Upgrades Project. Introductory 230, geometric change.
I have a question on that one.
On 229, okay.
Yeah. I guess, what is the scope of this project? This, I'm trying to see, because it says landscape architects. I don't know if this is construction on the Blue Cross. This isn't just for landscaping, I think. Yes, okay. Yes,
So
so I
what's your
guess,
question?
you know, what the question would be, what does this entail, the scope of the project?
What's the scope of the project?
Yeah.
There is a sentence under the second paragraph that says this project includes public laboratory upgrades, audio visual system upgrades, audio system upgrades, and expansion on Exchange Street.
Thank you. I didn't see that. So you can withdraw my question.
Any other questions on 229? Introductory 230, geometric changes, Innovation Square, 100 South Clinton Avenue.
Condi, my question is there gonna be any loss of revenue? Because it looks like we're losing on-street 2-hour parking. Is that I wonder if that's metered or if that's just, you know, the 2-hour limit parking. I'm not sure. Just want to know if there's any loss of revenue due to the loss of parking or not.
I remember correctly from the PPW meeting, it's like one and a little bit more of parking spots with one of the 2-hour.
Was it metered, Katie, or not?
Josanne or Conda, do you remember if it's metered? I know it's one of the 2-hour ones. I don't know if it's metered.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know if it's metered either. I didn't see that in the notes. Are there any further questions on 230? Introductory 231. East Main Street Improvement Project, North Goodman Street to Culver Road. Introductory 232. Agreement County of Monroe operation and maintenance of rectangular rapid flashing beacons on city streets. Introductory 230. Oh, sorry.
How was the location of the 20 installations determined?
I know during the meeting, they did say, mention that the locations were identified by high pedestrian demand. And they're looking to accept new locations in the future.
That's great.
Any further questions on 232? Introductory 233. Appropriation, community development block grants, infrastructure, and playground improvements, Troop, Edgerton, and Maplewood playgrounds. Introductory 234. Agreement, Genesee Transportation Council Active Transportation Master Plan. Introductory 235, Technical Amendment Waring Road Improvement Project, Culver Road to Norton Street.
Was that a tweener or a different dot, content? 235, oh, no, I'm saying, I got it, I'm sorry. I got it.
Questions on 235? Moving on to Public Safety, Recreation, and Human Services, Introductory 236, Intermunicipal Agreement, Joint Facility Use, Rochester City School District and our center facilities. Introductory 237, Summer Food Service Program. Introductory 238, Agreement Rochester Public Market, excuse me, Master and Management Plan. Introductory 239, 2021-22 Annual Action Plan, Community Development Plan, International Plaza, Ibero-American Development Corporation.
And I just want to note that I have to recuse myself from this one.
Introductory 240, Agreement Kimberly Johnson and Charles Murray, DBA Natural Life and Wellness.
I just wanted to make a comment and just wanted to thank you guys from last year supporting this pilot program last year. And then of course we got hit with COVID, but and even with COVID, they saw over 150 because the schools and some of the centers were shut down. And of course this contact sport had to be shut down for a period of time, but even upon its reopening, they've seen over 150 students in there, and it's been places is hopping. If you got to get over and just check it out after 3 and see what's happening over there at that center with this boxing program, which is also an alternative to the streets. And it's just to see it come back through. I'm very excited And I just encourage some of you to get over and check it out.
Yeah. Moving on to introductory 241, bond authorization for the purpose of 30 police vehicles.
Will these vehicles be electric?
Any other questions for 241? Introductory 242, Agreement Protectives, Inc. of Rochester, New York. And it's for auxiliary services. Introductory 243, Budget Amendment 2020-21, Budget of the Police Department. Introductory 244, Agreements Veterinary Services of Rochester, for Rochester Animal Services. And introductory 246, Federal Forfeiture Funds Anti-Gun Violence Campaign.
Just so you guys know, this is an extension. We didn't do it last year because of everything that was going on. This is an extension of the part of this of the Rock Against Gun Violence Coalition, which we believe we were a part of seeing a reduction in a lot of our violence that we had in 2008. We saw a significant reduction leading into 2019. And this is a continuation of that effort. We're trying to just ramp up on all of the efforts that we were doing that showed successes prior to the pandemic. This is one of them. And you guys are all going to be getting invited very soon to our National Day of Gun Violence Awareness Day on Friday, June 4th at 10 o'clock. All of the council members will be invited to that to launch some more efforts around and awareness around violence and gun violence.
I wonder if,
Oh, go
if
ahead.
I'm really interested, VP, to get a understanding of the full picture of the work that the Gun Violence Coalition does. Is that something that we can get?
Everything is online. You know, all of our mission, our vision, our minutes, all of our work is on our site.
So a listing of all of the initiatives that you have is on the site.
Don't have any initiatives, just the coalition itself. The Think About It campaign is the awareness campaign against gun violence. So that's listed here in this particular transmittal.
Okay.
That is our last item within this packet. Are there any further questions that did not over? If not, you can email them over. We will add them in. Get those in tonight, early morning tomorrow. That will be great. Is there anything else that's needed? President Scott? Or Vice President Lightfoot?
All right, so I thank our staff and our assistants, legislative assistants who have attended with us this evening. Thank you guys for a great agenda review, and everyone have a wonderful evening. Blessings.
Good night, you too.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.